riding a runaway horse, because once the single took off in those days, because it was hysteria, because all the kids were like hysterical, and they would tear your clothes off and tear your hair out, things like that. It was unbelievable, and I became a little bit disenchanted with it. And Ian Meldrum, who's a great mate, Molly, great mate.
Who produced the real thing?
He was a genius. He really was.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And
some of these guys don't know what it is because it's so far before their time. But we're talking a massive single.
It was huge, and but it became a phenomenon, and I felt like I was just part of the machination of it. And I thought, hang on, I've got to be an individual here. I've got to write my own songs. So after the second single, Molly and I had a sort of a disagreement in a way. I said, I just want to go my own way. I'm not wearing beads anymore. I'm not going to dress like David, what was his name from the Monkees? David Jones.
Yeah.
I said, I want to do what I want to do. And I went out on my own and struggled for a while, but it sort of slowly worked itself.
But you talked about feeling like Moses coming down off the mountain or returning after 40 years.
Yeah.
Sharpmouth, which is the album that you won the Blues and Roots for, is very different to what you've done in the past in that it's a blues record. And where was that point where you decided that was what you wanted to do, that was the way you wanted to tell your stories?
Well, what happened, if you look at most of my contemporaries who played around my time, we were really influenced by the Beatles or the Rolling Stones. You were either Beatles or Rolling... I was Rolling Stones, and I loved the Rolling Stones. And I noticed on their first album, I couldn't work out, I thought, who wrote these songs? So we ended up doing a lot of blues songs. We were doing things like Smokestack Lightning, Big Boss Man, Who Do You Love, Got My Mojo Working. They were the songs that I started with. And then all of a sudden I had a hit record, which was a pop record, and I became a pop monster for a while. And I always had in the back of my mind, I want to go back and do a blues album, but I didn't want to go back and do Russell Morris sings John Lee Hooker or Howling Wolf. I thought, I'm not American. I don't want to sing about American things, but I love the blues. And I thought, hang on, why not use the blues as a cradle and put songs about Australia in that cradle? I think it'll work. And when I did it, I thought, gee, I don't think people will relate to this. And I was quite surprised when it just took off.
There's a thirst for Australian stories, no doubt about it. All right, folks, any questions from the floor tonight for Russell Morris? Going once, going twice, please.